guess I would choose Lin Chung because there isn't really too many negatives with him, other than the fact that he might have issues with dealing with his wife's cancer deal. But he already has connections within the company, so that's already a standing right there. And it doesn't say that he's difficult to work with or anything.
So how do you think having connections with the company would help benefit him?
Like, it helps with building synergy. Like, since someone already in the company already knows him, people are more inclined to trust him, maybe.
Cool.
I would choose Lin Chung because he already has a lot of previous experience as a sales manager and working with larger companies. And there aren't really any downsides to hiring him besides, if you would consider like having cancer, maybe you have to replace him like sooner or something like that. But that's about it. Yeah, I choose Lin Chung.
Do you think his sickness will prevent him from acting,
No.
100%?
I mean, he can perform 100%, just don't know how long he can. But that's it.
It's his wife that's cancer.
Okay, never mind then. It's fine then.
So do you have another candidate?
No, so choose Lin Chung.
Thank you.
I would choose Lin Chung also, because again, like he said, he has experience, and it seems like he pretty much knows. It seems like he knows what he's doing since he's been working. I don't know. It says like he was the sales manager, so I mean, I don't think that he would have any problems like moving up to any higher position or whatever. So, yeah, that's what I think.
Cool, thanks.
It's kind of hard to look at these different people because they all have their positive and negatives. For Tanya Ruiz, I think the only negative side is you'd be expected to help her family out, but from the looks of it, for her being like, I guess, a younger person that has like just recently gotten her education finished or whatever, she looks like she could, I don't know, giving someone who has less experience may not always be negative because they could have new ideas or whatever.
Would you be willing to take that risk?
Yes, I would.
Cool. Thank you.
I'd say probably Scott. Although he has the rumors of him having a reputation of being sexual towards females, we could try to work. I say we could try to work on it by closely guarding him because he does have the experience since he's been working for the company for 10 years. So I believe he's the best candidate.
So I also think Scott Jameson, because he's been working for the company for more than 10 years, and like he has all the experience, he knows the company inside and out. So like he has like all the good qualities except the sexual advances toward his female colleagues, but there's also ways to work around that.
Would you be willing to risk the females in the company to have a strong leader?
Yeah.
What are some ways you guys can work with him with his sexual harassment stuff? What are some things you guys can do to prevent that?
Policies.
Put him in the cubicle.
Do you think that would give the company a bad rep?
Well, if word got out, but then if we just have to closely monitor him through his actions.
He'll be in the public relations area. So.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Cool, thank you.
Alright, thank you guys. Alright, so after your guys' deliberation, you guys came out that the top two candidates for this position is going to be Scott Jameson and Lin Chung. So out of those two, which one would you guys want to pick for that position that's opened up?
Well, I'm going to have to go with my original choice of Lin Chung.
Why? Why him over Scott?
Well, it's not that I'm saying like experience-wise who has more, just that Scott has that disadvantage of being inappropriate towards females. That's that's bad. Like, that's a bad trait for being PR.
And I wouldn't want to like put the company at risk for having a bad reputation.
Oh, that's true. But I decided not to pick Lin Chung. It's because it was just recommended by the founder. We don't really know his true skills, and plus, he's married to the daughter who has serious and fatal form of cancer, which means that he has to be there for her, which means it'll kind of be hard for him to work at the same time. So that's
His focus won't be on the company.
yeah.
Tanya.
So after hearing that, do you guys think Scott Jameson would be a better choice over Lin Chung?
Because I believe like his his inappropriateness is something we could really work on, and something we could try to make him not do anymore. Unlike the situation with Lynn, where we can't just undiagnose his wife with cancer. That's pretty much impossible. So I don't know. That's my case. That's what I believe.
I agree.
So we'll take a vote. For Lee?
And raise your hand if you want Scott to win.
So we gotta work around it, you know?
Yeah.
We gotta work around it.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I still think Tanya.
Hi, my name is Warren.
I'm Josh.
I'm Monica.
Hey, I'm Ronson.
And I'm Grace.
We're from the Comm41, section 83.
And this is our final project. So,
Yeah.
the first question we're going to start off with is, was each group member comfortable speaking out in the group? Why or why not?
I think eventually, once we got to talking about all the characters and stuff like that, everybody was comfortable voting for whatever candidate they thought was best. Some people did rely on what other people said, to kind of drive along with what the previous person said, or just kind of read with the flow. Yeah, went with the flow.
Overall, no one was really shy, or everyone was pretty much comfortable.
Or some people were just less shy than others.
Yeah.
Like, I can agree with Monica, that girl who sat in the middle, she kind of just went along with the person who went before her. She's like, oh yeah, I'll go also, you know?
And the last guy was the last guy also relied on the guy before him.
But they also liked it.
Yeah.
Without pointing any fingers, I think from the entire group, only one person was very strong about who they had picked.
Second question is, how effective was simple majority voting in making the decision? What were the strengths of voting, and what were the drawbacks of voting?
Again, with the whole dragging of the previous,
Going with
going
the
along,
flow.
going with the flow, I think that wasn't really effective. They probably didn't vote on whoever they thought was the best candidate. Because of that, maybe a silent vote would have been more effective.
So I guess you could say that is one of the drawbacks of voting, because, like what Monica said, some people just went with what other people did.
I think everyone in the beginning, before they said any of their reasons, we should have made everyone vote first, and then they discuss right after, and then they can vote again. Or something. Go ahead.
We also had to get people.
We could have had a tie.
That goes into the next question, which is what changes would you have made to improve the decision making? We probably would have added an extra person just to have a seventh person to kind of break the tie, as well as the silent vote. The final question is, what have you learned that you can apply in the future just for small group decision making? We talked about having maybe like a role play, having like a situation in which maybe
Someone plays the role of a character, yeah, and
someone else to be the CEO, they would see how each role gets played out.
For instance, playing out a story and making one of the candidates, how would they react to a certain situation, to see how, you know, how that effective decision making in that situation would be in picking a candidate. I think that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.